Well, if you watched the last episode, you seen we bent the upper A arm. Got it back to town. We called around for the Polaris shops. They were backlogged by 5 weeks. We could get the parts in 5 days. So green is our main transportation once again. It's going to be a bit before we get red back out there.
Man, I'm happy with this. What is this? The last day, 28th, 29th of August, 2020. Getting about 1188, 1177. I seen it hit 1200 watts. There it goes, 1200 at 21.2 amps. 56.5 volts. That's just off the solar. Happy. Getting sunset's about, what is sunset? Sunset is about, I don't know, 10 o'clock. It was getting fairly dark. I wouldn't want to be walking home. 9:30 is kind of like, it's time to be shutting down for sure. So another month it'll be 8:30, 8:20. It's hunting season, that's why I know that one so well. So about September 20th it'll be about 8:20. It'll be time to knock off. But yeah, it's long days are coming to an end. I'm still happy with this solar one on a sunny day. Boy, it just catches everything up. Just amazing. Well, we're going to start up here. We're going to build that pony wall. It's the next step. Get that peak framed in. We'll throw a 2x6 on the top plate, and then we'll attach a 2x4 to that lower end of that rafter. And then we'll just run the studs up, and then we can frame all that in. That's the first step. So we get that, then we can start on the rafters, working our way this way up the beam. Well, we caught the missus sneaking off, helping the carpenter. Looks like she decided that the shabbin, not really big enough to call a cabin, it's really a shed and a cabin combined. In fact, I had somebody comment that it's not officially a cabin unless it's at least 16 by 20. And I tend to agree with that. This would be like a trapper's cabin, a big trapper's cabin. But anyway, she snuck off and found the stain. She's gonna try to do, I don't know, looks like the front porch and the front area. Whole cabin needs it. It's been a couple of years, so it's dry. Probably soak that up good. She might catch me. But she just started. I can tell the new stain is. We're going to sneak off and show you what we did on the rafters over here. Got that up. I should say the peak wall there. The prow. So let's take a close up and show you how we did this. Don't look at that one right cripple on the right. It's a little crooked. Don't know who did that, but they left it. And I'm not going to correct it. Just a nailer for the plywood, so it's sturdy. But let's get up there and we'll show you. Okay. So what we have here, you can see the outside wall is a 2x6. And what we did is we nailed the bottom plate of that peak is a 2x8. And what that gives us, when we get it all done, we got a little overhang to attach the sheetrock to. If we put sheetrock or whatever up here, we got a nailer on this inside wall. That's the purpose of going with, you know, if you got a 2x8, throw a 2x10 up there as your base. After you throw your top plate on, you can kind of see. Got your wall, top plate, and then that. And this usually goes all the way across, but the way I like to build these with a beam, I throw out the center post and then the beam. So that little 1.5 inches won't be that big a deal for the nailing, you know, something across, sheetrock, whatever. But then what we do is we attach a 2x6 up here. See if I can get where the sun's An easy way to do that is to actually not even cut the angles. Just measure your long end at the bottom and make it the same length flush with the rafter wherever it hits. And then just cut your studs to that angle. The top angle I think for this one is about 30 degrees and bottom's that or you can just take a board up there and mark it the right angle. You don't have to measure and do all the math. Just slide it up there and then sneak it to the outside wall. Make sure that you got it. See if I can get where the light's right. It's not showing too well from my view, but you sneak the 2x6 up against that rafter on the outside, right there at that corner. It's mainly support a nailer for the outside plywood, and it gives more support for the peak there. Could use 2x8s if you wanted, but it works well with the 2x6 there. So that's kind of what we have going. Got one side done, and we can start laying some rafters, or I could go to the other side. I think I'm going to lay a few rafters and see how it sets out, and maybe cut some blocking, and we'll see how that goes. Let me sneak up there and give you a top-down view. This is what it kind of looks like from up here. You can see it's just the 2x6 framing studs, and we carry them directly over what would be our normal studs on their 16-inch layout. That way all the stress, everything's tied in line. Real easy. You just carry the marks up from the bottom up, mark it, get a level, mark the top there, and doesn't take that long. I think it took me about an hour and a half to get these done. So, and that's cutting twice and measuring once. So I made a few mistakes, but luckily they were all long when I cut those angles. Finally figured the trick to just mark it with the pencil next to it, slide it in. So shortcuts, I learned the hard way. Well, she's hard at it. Got one side to the right done. She's starting on the back. So far she hasn't caught me filming her. But what a difference. You can tell it's soaking it up. Oop, she heard me. Doing a nice job though. We're double teaming it today. Kind of nice, getting some good work done. Getting that done, getting some of these rafters done. Probably the last good weekend here. That rainy weather's coming. And then what follows is the white stuff.
Well, all in all, it was a good, productive weekend. She was able to stain most of the shabbing. Left, I think, half of one wall at the very top there, and I was using the ladder, so she couldn't reach it. Got the 2/3 of the rafters up. A lot more in this picture showing, but didn't stop to show it. So we got 2/3 along. Got the one prow done. I was really happy with all the work that was completed. Well, like any good, productive weekend, we tend to take some time towards the later part of the day, discuss what we've accomplished, and look back over the year, what we've done, and what we want to do in the future. Yeah, we even discussed the bugs here. We're talking about the thermocell there. That was a find. That little thermocell on the top of that propane canister there really, really works. Mosquitoes, the little gnats and stuff. We find it hardly anything that we've tried will take care of those little gnats and no-see-ums. But that thing does seem to help, and they make them in a little green, I don't know, pocket type thing that you can carry and set around. And then we found the latest version of the thermocell that has just the head part that hooks up to like a butane canister there that lasts about 4 hours, I believe, per. There's a little blue, I don't know, strip that you put in that has some sort of chemical that slides in the top. But each one of those lasts about 4 hours. The propane or the butane last quite a bit longer. So you can get a full day or two out of that canister there, and that really helps a lot. After a couple hours of sitting around the fire, glass of wine or two later, a couple of beers later, we were well on our way to relaxation and ready for next weekend. Well, when we arrived the next weekend, you'll never guess what we saw. That's right. The bears were up to no good. Shenanigans were everywhere. Evidence was everywhere. But then we thought, well, it's Labor Day weekend, and we cut them some slack.
Well, fall's here. Winter's not far behind. Forgot to look at the temp this morning, but I bet you it was below 40. But it is a beautiful day out.
Well, it got a little chilly last night. You can see out there, I don't know if you can or not, but frost is here. Jack Frost showed up last night. Ugh. Well, the moose will be moving now. Get that nice freeze. That gets them bull moose running around, and it is officially hunting season. I gotta get some work done. A couple weeks, this stuff is gonna be staying. Well, another day. We should have this about done. My daughter and son-in-law came up and gave us an extra hand this weekend. Much appreciated. We'll see. Get that, a couple more rafters I'll get knocked out this morning. We'll get that plywood on there. Roof's not turning out the way I wanted at the peak, but it's just a shed. Carpentry skills are improving. Things to learn. Every new project's I learn something new. They're heading out to the mountain. Oh, the mountain is out this morning. Thought it might have enough haze that it's clouding up, but it's out there. Whoop. Perfect day. Frost knocked down the bugs. Hopefully it's 60. warm up during the day, have a nice night, sit by the fire. It's starting to cool down about 5 at night now, 5 or 6. By 7 it's back down to 50, so 55, 52, something like that. Yeah. Slowly but surely we'll get this. Weekend warriors on a building project takes time. Just hauling in lumber and takes a bit of time every weekend, but I think we pretty much got it. I think we're going to have this done. Next weekend will be the door and the window. Don't think I'm going to put the other door in. Been a beautiful weekend, that's for sure. Well, what a good weekend we did have. We got a lot of work done this weekend. Had family show up. Big helping hand. But, yeah, let's walk the trail in. We'll show you and talk. It's been kind of rainy today. It started last night. We had 2 good days. Fantastic weather up here. When I say fantastic, high was 60. Wasn't too hot. Little breeze. The bugs weren't too bad. I don't know. Just was a good work effort by all. Got got this bridge worked on. This is a real wet spot. Little, I don't know if you can see the water down there or not, but it's a spot that's deep water, muck, where even the ATVs get stuck in here. So we got 2 telephone poles, one here, one on that side, and a bunch of slash and some 2x. But yeah, they cut those up, put those in. I say they, that's the girls. Did a good job. And got this. We hauled in a lot of gravel. It's still kind of pretty mucky. But you won't get a vehicle back here. For an ATV, they can get through pretty good. And not tear it up completely. This is all the gravel we hauled wagon loads with wagon loads on top. It'll sink in, the dirt will come back up, but we'll try to add to it. And across the bog, we got our old slash road, the original. Oh, slip and fell. Oh, I had a real long, but I don't know if I like that. Might have to cut that in half and double it. It's a waste of wood all the way out there. But I like it. The electric support ain't gonna hurt nothing. It's old. Hill that we gotta go up. It's just steep enough where you can lose your traction on the mud. And kind of clean it up, locking things down before we leave, so we're getting things ready. You can see this is the layout. Still got our, I'll call it solid waste management tent up. Probably be could be the last weekend we use it. Maybe one more. And we'll have that outhouse, shower, bathhouse portion done. Kind of glad to see rain this morning. Kind of glad that we got the paper on last night. I say the paper. Tar paper, or ice shield is what it is. We threw that up in a hurry, so it has some imperfections up there. I'm hoping it's dry. I haven't looked. We're gonna go see ourselves. It'll be the first time I've looked this morning. Let's walk up here and take a peek. Generator's charging the battery, so we're topped off when we leave. Expecting about 5 days of rain. So we won't be getting much solar. It's getting that time. By October 1st, I usually shut it in anyway. See, I need an overhang, just a little. The front is all wet. And the verdict says, wow, it's dry. Awesome. It's actually dry. Next weekend, we're gonna enclose that rafter space. We're just gonna throw plywood. And I'll show you, I'll walk back outside. Still gotta nail these ceiling joists in, make them strong. And you can see right into there, I'm gonna put a little john right there. And over in the far corner, where the ladder kind of is, back in there, we're going to put a shower stall. Haven't decided where I'm going to put a propane heater. We got another propane stove, so I don't know if it's going to go in here, what I'm going to call the shed area. Everything that's in our cabin is going to come in this area. So next weekend is going to be this window, and hopefully this door. We'll get that put in next weekend, hopefully. And then underneath these eaves, we're going to throw a piece of plywood that'll butt up against the wall here and then underneath. And then we'll throw the fascia board underneath that plywood. And that'll enclose it. No bugs, no birds. Do that on this other side too. And I'm going to call that done for this year. Won't be long. It's going to be like this. We actually got a couple nice days coming, but moose season is in full swing. It's going to be like this for the next month until it freezes, and then it all turns white. Just the way it is. The nice warm days that I was complaining too hot to work, they're behind us. All we get is this cool rain, all the free showers that you want.